Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a stress relieving yoga flow for you guys today. This busy holiday season, we often get a little bit wound up, and it's nice if you can carve out 45 minutes to an hour of time on your mat to just disconnect from all the hustle and bustle and do something good for your body and your soul. So we are going to go ahead and start in seated position. Option to sit up on a block if that helps to kind of lift your hips, allow your knees to splay out. And then ground down through your sitting bones if you're up on a block, or you're ground down through the earth. Reach up high through the crown of your head and float your eyes closed. Allow your hands to just rest gently on your thighs. And just take a few moments to settle in. Starting to bring your attention inward, attention to your breath. Letting go of what no longer serves you in this moment. Starting to deepen your inhales and exhales. We're going to do a calming pranayama practice today. Taking the index finger and middle finger of your right hand, place those two fingers at your third eye. And then your ring finger is going to come to the left side of your nostril, and your thumb to the right side of your nostrils. You're going to take one deep breath in, and then open your mouth side out. Sealing your lips, take an inhale. And constricting the back of your throat, exhale it out both nostrils. Taking your ring finger, close off your left nostril, and inhale in through your right nostril. Close your right nostril with your thumb, open your left nostril, and exhale out the left. Inhale into your left. Closing the left, open your right, exhale. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Keep going on your own breath. Noticing as you're inhaling through one side, you're taking that breath all the way from the base of your spine, all the way up through the crown of your head, and it takes a turn up at the crown, and you exhale it out, down through the base, through your spine on that other side, and out through the base of your spine. And then you start again, you inhale on that same side, and exhale everything out on the other side, creating almost kind of a swirling effect, really allowing our minds to center in on ourselves, focusing on the breath as it's coming in, where it's coming in, what part of the body is being energized when you're breathing in and out of your right nostril, and vice versa on the other side. There's no need for everything else going on in your life right now, just this time in this space. Take one more round. And then release both nostrils. Release your hand down back to your thigh. Take one big deep breath in. And then exhale out. Float your eyes open and come up to hands and knees, tabletop position. And we'll start to get moving here. So inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, widen your collarbones. And then exhale, press the floor away, round your spine, belly button to spine, eyes to thighs. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going on your own breath, about 3 more rounds. And on your next inhale, come to a neutral position. Press your hips back, child's pose. Allow your head to rest on the earth. Reach your arms out long, an active child's pose here. Starting to warm up the body. And then on your next exhale, pull yourself up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Pedaling out your dog, pressing one heel down towards the floor and then switching sides. Taking it on your own breath, moving into the spots that might feel sticky or you might be feeling some restriction. Finding those spots for yourself, keeping in mind those spots are going to be different each time you get up to your mat. So what you do when you get into this position and you're starting your practice is going to be different each time. Find stillness in your dog. Refocus your breath. Sending heels down, tailbone straight up towards the sky. Long line of energy from the base of your wrist to your tailbone. Inhale, rise up to your tippy toes, look to your hands. And then exhale, take a little walk, walking your feet all the way forward to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, bringing your hands to your shins. Really focus here on flattening your back, reaching your tailbone back and reaching the crown of your head long. Knees do not have to be straight, but your low belly is pulled up and in your shoulder blades are squeezing together. We often don't hold this position, but note this position and try and get there. When you're starting to move, this is what we're looking for. And then exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward, and bending your knees, root to rise, come all the way up to stand. Your palms are going to reach out and up overhead. Press them together, then pull them down in front of your heart. Press them together like crazy, almost like you're creating this tension. And then release that tension. Release everything. Your elbows are relaxed. Your shoulder blades are melting down your back. Your weight bearing evenly through both feet. Low belly's pulling up and in slightly. Release your hands down by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Then exhale, arms go wide. You hinge at your hips, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your palms, exhale, step back to plank. Lower down your knees, chin and chest, and come all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, the tops of your toes press into the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. 2 more times. Squeeze your elbows in as you inhale. Exhale down. One more, inhale. Then exhale, press up over your knees. Keep your hips high. Maybe walk your hands forward a little bit. Then bow forward, pressing your chest to the floor, puppy pose. Maybe your forehead finds the floor. Maybe your chin and chest can find the floor for a giant thoracic stretch. And then pulling your hands back to where your down dog position is. Tuck your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Starting to move into our sun A's. Inhale, rise to your tippy toes, look to your hands. Exhale, step or float your feet to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Root to rise, come all the way up to standing. Palms reach overhead. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, step or float back. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, rise up to your tippy toes. Exhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Root to rise, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale, thighs lifted. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, up to your tippy toes, look to your palms. Exhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Root to rise, all the way up, inhale. And then forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One more sun A. Inhale, rise up to your tippy toes, look to your palms. Exhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Root to rise, inhale. And then forward fold it right back down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, rise up on your tippy toes, look to your palms. Exhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Bring your big toes to touch, sit deeply, chair pose, lift your chest, send your hips back. Can you deepen your bend? Can you pull everything up into midline? We're holding this first chair for our sun bees. Arms are straight, energy through your fingertips. Take your hands to prayer. Inhale, press through your heels, come up to standing mountain pose, inhale. And then, inhale. Exhale, hands down by your side. Sweep your arms up, inhale. Swan dive, forward fold. Exhale. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Step your right foot between your palms, spin your left heel down. Warrior 1, inhale. We're grounding down. We're holding this first warrior 1, finding our best alignment points, really solidifying this into our brain so that when we repeat it, we have muscle memory. Our right knee stacked over right ankle. Outer edge of left foot is spinning down towards the ground as you pull your left hip forward in space. Can you bend your right knee a little bit deeper? One more breath. And on your exhale, hands frame left foot, chaturanga. Upward facing. And then downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your right palm, your both palms. Spin your right heel down. Warrior one, left side, we hold. We create this imprint on our brains and our muscles for muscle memory. We check all our alignment points. Are we engaging? Are we bending as deep as we can? Are we wrapping that back leg down towards the floor? Are we pulling our lower belly? Our mula bandha up and in. One more breath. And then exhale, hands frame your foot. Step back to plank, lower chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Rise up to your tippy toes, look to your palms. Step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale, one breath. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Stepping right foot right through on the end of that exhale. Inhale, warrior one. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Right step through, warrior one, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. We have one more sun bee. Inhale, lift up to your tippy toes, up to your hands. Step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale, arms reach. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Right steps through on the end of that exhale. Warrior one, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Left foot steps through. Warrior one, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And we take a few cleansing breaths here. Sigh it out if you need to. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky, squaring your hips, pointing all 5 toes down towards the floor. Really using your core to keep that squareness in your hips. Keep pressing your chest back towards your left thigh. Arms are strong. Low ribs are knitted in. Inhale, maybe you lift your right heel a little higher. Exhale, shift forward to plank, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. 3-legged dog, one more time, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot between your palms, lower your left knee down. Come up, low lunge. Keep those left toes tucked. Arms reach, biceps frame your ears. We're pulling the left hip forward in space. The right hip is sucking into the hip socket. Cactus your arms, lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, hands frame your right foot. Untuck your left toes, shift your hips back for half split. Option to take 2 blocks next to your hips here to maintain that long spine. Flex your right toes a lot. Move your blocks out of the way, rebend your right knee. Tuck your left toes. Inhale, right leg up to 3-legged dog, inhale. Step your right foot back between your palms and come up. Crescent lunge, inhale. Sit deep in your crescent lunge. Pull your right hip straight back towards the back of your mat. Bend your right knee a lot. Low belly in. Your back leg is strong and as straight as you can get it, but not at the expense of turning your hips out. Cactus your arms. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hands frame your foot. Plant your left hand. Peel that right arm open for runner's lunge twist. Lower your right hand. Step back to plank. Keep your right leg lifted. Chaturanga. Exhale. Right leg stays lifted. Both feet down. Upward dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Holding that square position. All 5 toes pointing down towards the floor. Using your core. Using the strength of your hip flexor on that right leg. Knitting in your ribs. One more inhale, the left leg draws a little higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. One more time. Exhale, knee to nose. And step your left foot between palms. Lowering your right knee, low lunge. Inhale. Big old stretch to that right hip flexor. As you pull it forward, sinking your hips forward but not dumping into your lower back. Take an inhale, cactus your arms, lift your chest. Exhale, hands, frame your left foot, untuck your toes on the right foot, and walk yourself back for half splits. Left foot is flexed, spine is long, crown of head reaching forward, hips pulling straight back towards the back of your mat. Move your blocks out to the side if you use blocks. Re-bend your left foot, left knee. Plant your foot. Tuck your right toes. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg lift. Exhale, step your left foot between your palms. Crescent lunge, inhale. Sinking deep. Stacking your joints. Strong back leg. One more. Inhale, cactus your arms, your chest lifts. Exhale, hands frame your left foot, plant your right palm, twist open to the left, peel that left arm up. Lower left hand down. Step your left foot back to plank, but leave it lifted, Ardha plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Both feet down. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg lifts, inhale. Go ahead and bend your knee, open your hip. And then square your hips back off. Inhale, reach that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step your right foot between your palms. Come up, crescent lunge, inhale. Sinking deep, we're warming up. We're gonna take a revolved crescent lunge. Reach your right arm back, left arm forward. Maybe you bend that left knee just for a little more space in your twist. Take an inhale. And then exhale, left hand comes down. We're in our runner's lunge twist. Gaze up at your right hand. Just a breath here. Then pushing up out of that left shoulder, move to the outer edge of your left foot. Stack your right foot on top. Side plank. Maybe you lift that right leg up a little bit. Hips pointing forward, toes pointing forward. Lift your hips a little higher. Take an inhale. Then exhale, pull your right knee up to the front of your mat. Landing in runner's lunge. Next inhale brings you up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands frame your foot. Art of plank, right leg stays lifted. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Left leg lifts, inhale. Bend your knee, open your hip. One breath here. Square your hips off, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot between your palms. And we come up, crescent lunge, inhale. Sink deep. And when you're ready, we revolve, crescent lunge. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Option to bend your right knee for some more space in your twist. Inhale. Exhale, right arm plants, so you have your runner's twist. Left arm's reaching up. And then stabilizing into that right shoulder. Side plank, stack left foot on top of right. Reach right arm, left arm up towards the sky. Option to have both feet down, or maybe you lift that left foot up. One more inhale. Then exhale, pull that left foot forward. Inhale, crescent lunge brings you up. Exhale, hands right back down. Art of plank, left leg floats. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. And if flipping your dog is in your practice, slowly and with attention, take that right foot behind you. Land softly, lift your hips, gaze towards the front of your mat. Right arm is reaching forward, pinky and palm are facing towards the ground. And then slowly coming out of that, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot between your palms. Spin your left heel down. We're going to warrior two. Finally, warrior two. Relax your shoulder blades away from your ears. Bend that right knee deeply. Inhale, straighten your right knee. Turn your toes to face the left side of your mat. Take a forward fold. Flat back, bow yourself forward. And once your hands find the floor, melt even further if you can, or place blocks under your forearms if that feels good to you. Allow your head to hang heavy. Back of neck is long. Maybe your heels are slightly wider than your toes. Take your hands underneath your face. Press yourself to a flat back. Turn your left toes slightly outward as you walk your hands over towards your heel. Drop your hips, Skandasana. Keep your left foot flat. Hands can stay down on the floor, or maybe your hands find prayer. Left elbow pressing your right knee away. Your chest is lifted. Maybe you stay here, or maybe that left hand reaches ahead of your toes and you spin your right arm up towards the sky. Taking your hands down to the floor, slowly walk yourself through center. Walk to face your right foot. Both toes point forward. Step your left foot up and in. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine, and then forward fold pyramid pose. Soften your right knee, float your left leg up, standing splits. Maybe one of your hands or both find your right ankle for a balance. Keep lifting that left leg up a little higher. And when you're ready, slowly bend your right knee, send your left foot back, step back to plank, and move through your vinyasa. We're going to our other side. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. And if it's in your practice, go ahead and slowly flip your dog for wild thing pose. Lifting your hips, shifting your gaze. Oh, I slipped. And then slowly coming back to three-legged dog on an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot between. Spin your right heel down. Warrior two. Settle into your warrior two. Engage where you know you need to engage. Straighten your left knee, turn both toes to face the side of your mat. And slow as you can, bow forward for wide leg forward fold. Press your hands underneath your face. Come to a flat back. Turn your right toes slightly outward as you walk to the right, sitting deep in your Skandasana. Left toes are flexed, right heel is flat. Option to keep your hands down, or maybe they find prayer in front of your chest. Your right elbow's pressing that knee away. You're lifting up in your pelvic floor. Option to stay here. Maybe your right arm reaches beyond your toes and you lift your left arm open for a twist. Take your hands down to the floor. Straighten that right leg. Walking through center. Over to the left. Left toes point forward. Right foot pops up and in and toes point forward. Half lift, inhale. Pyramid pose. Forward fold. Soften in your left knee and slowly shift your weight forward. Float your right leg for standing splits. Keep reaching that right leg up, maybe one hand or both. Find your left ankle. Re-bend your left knee, take your hands down to the mat, step back to plank, and move through a vinyasa. Inhale, rise up to your tippy toes, look to your palms. Exhale, step or float your feet to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Take your big toe, your right peace fingers around your right big toe. Softening in your both knees, your left hand to your left hip crease. Bend in your knees and slowly come up to standing leg raise. Start with your right knee bent. Find a drishti point and then slowly extend that right leg straight out in front of you. Keep pulling your right shoulder into the socket and your right hip into the socket. Stay here, or maybe you can sweep that right leg out to the side, and maybe you can reach that left arm out to the side. Maybe you find a mudra with your left hand. Embrace the wobbles. Lift up out of that left leg. Take everything back to the front. Release your right foot. Take it behind you. Your right hand grabs the inner arch, so your thumb is towards your toes. Your shoulder is externally rotated. Dancer pose. Left arm can reach up. Kick into your right hand as you hinge forward. And then slowly come on out of that. Set your right foot down. Give your left leg a shake. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take palms to toes, flipping your wrists over, giving yourself a nice little wrist massage before we go into crow pose. So, staying here in your forward fold, or maybe you take your hands out from under your feet. You spread your fingertips wide. Crow prep is you just bend your knees, taking them up all the way into your armpits, and then you straighten. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, take those knees into your armpits, and then relax. If you're going into crow pose, start to shift your weight forward like nobody's business, and maybe one foot and then the other floats straight up off of your mat, and you're in that beautiful balance. Step out or shoot back to plank or chaturanga and move through a vinyasa or find child's pose. Come back to downward facing dog, and we repeat on the other side. Inhale, rise up to your tippy toes, look to your hands. Exhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Left peace fingers, find your right big toe. Bend deeply in both feet, right hand to your right hip crease, and slowly pull yourself up out of that forward fold. Find some balance here first, knee is bent, and then when you're ready, take that left leg out straight. Plug your left shoulder into the socket, plug your left femur into the socket, and then option to sweep that left leg out to the side, and maybe reach your right arm out to the side, taking a mudra if that benefits you in your practice, lifting up out of that right leg. Take everything back to center. Release your left foot. Take the inner arch of your left foot with your left hand. Thumb is pointing towards your toes. Your right arm reaches up and you find your dancer. dog dancer. Release your left foot. Give your right leg a shake. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. One more chance to practice crow. So plant your palms. And maybe you try a little forward weight shift if you didn't try it the time before. Know where you are, but push yourself a little bit. Maybe you'll surprise yourself. Then when you're ready, shoot back, step back, and move through in vinyasa. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot towards your left wrist. Setting up for pigeon. Take that left foot straight back behind you. Option to sit on a little block underneath your right hip. Press your chest up nice. Press your chest up nice and nice. Press your chest up nice and tall. Flex your right foot. And then slow as you go, walk yourself forward as far as you would like. Stretching into that right hip. Pressing your left hip bones down towards the floor. This is that true pose of letting go. Letting go of emotions and worries and stresses that do not serve you. As your mind may wander in this pose, try to bring it back to the breath. And breathing the breath into that sticky left right hip. And exhaling, releasing all that negativity away. Press your chest back up. Plant your palms, tuck your left toes, step back to downward facing dog. And then we go to the left side, lift your left leg up, inhale. And then set yourself up, left foot towards right wrist. Coming down all the way or to a block. Remembering that a block is not a crutch. It is not a bad thing to use. Sometimes protecting ourselves from pain is okay too. Stretch your right leg straight out. Inhale, first lift your chest, lengthen your spine. And then slow as you can, find that letting go posture. Slowly lift your chest, walk yourself out of this, and then come down onto your left hip. Remove blocks if you use them, and just take both legs out long in front of you. Pressing your heels down, your sitting bones grounded down. Flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, take a forward fold. Roll yourself back up. Take your hands behind your thighs, plant your feet, both toes pointing forward, hips width distance apart. Reach your hands behind you, your fingertips facing towards your bum. Inhale, reverse tabletop, gaze up at the sky. Exhale down. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale down. Sit up nice and tall, and then curl your spine, rolling all the way down to your back. You've arrived on the floor. You know what's coming. Walk your heels in towards your sitting bones a little bit. Line your heels up with your sitting bones and your middle toe up with your sitting bones. Press your hands down next to your hips. On your next inhale, you lift your hips, you slide your kneecaps forward for bridge pose. This might be enough for you, but if you'd like, option to clasp your hands underneath and shimmy your shoulder blades straight underneath your back. Release your hands and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bring your feet wide on your mat. And then windshield wiper, one knee and then the other, side to side. Keep your movement slow here. We're starting to wind down. Feel the muscles rolling underneath the bones. Feels like a little massage. We have another option for a second bridge, or if full wheel is in your practice, you will take your arms up overhead, plant your hands by your ears, and press yourself all the way to full wheel. Either option are fine. Take your variation now on your next inhale. And then slowly, wherever you are, coming on down, rolling down. And again, feet together or apart, windshield wiper your knees side to side. Pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a giant hug. Keeping a hold of your right leg, send your left leg straight out. Take your left hand on your right shin, reach your right arm out long, and twist over to the left. Gaze to your right thumb. Ground down through your right shoulder blade. Slowly coming back to center. Give your right leg a squeeze. Bring your left leg up to meet it. Send your right leg out long. Big hug to that left leg. Notice if you feel a sensation in the front of your right hip, the inside of your right hip. And then grabbing your left shin with your right hand, send your left leg up, left arm out long, and twist over to the right. Coming back to center. One last time, both knees come into your chest. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you take a hold of your feet and take a happy baby pose. Take any extra movements that your body might be asking for before we close this out and set up for Shavasana. Your Shavasana, there are many options for what form of Shavasana you like to take. Maybe a traditional Shavasana, both legs out long, hands down by your side. Maybe you like to bring the soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe you take your legs up a nearby wall. There is no right answer. The only thing I ask is that you really let go here. Taking a quick body scan, notice if you're holding anywhere. And then try and release any of those sticky spots that don't quite want to let go. Sink into the earth. Start to bring movement back to your fingers and toes. Bringing awareness back to your breath. Take one more big, deep inhale. Reach your arms over your head. Stretch yourself as long as you can. And then bend your knees. Take your feet to the floor and roll onto your right side, making a little biceps pillow out of your right arm. Staying in side lying Shavasana for a moment. Take a moment to remind yourself that self-care is important in this hustle bustle season.
Because if you constantly run yourself into the ground and you never take time for yourself, you will have nothing left to give. Practicing yoga for an hour is a way to fill your cup so that it overflows and you have nothing but positivity and good vibes to give to everyone else. Everyone will wonder what kind of drugs you're taking. This is such an incredible tool to both get to know your body and your mind and know what you need in order to keep those two things healthy and living harmoniously together. Gently press yourself up to a seated position, crossing your ankles, allowing your knees to splay out, grounding down through sitting bones, lifting up through the crown of your head. Gather your hands in front of your heart. Give yourself a little promise that you will continue to seek out and carve out time like this throughout the stressful times in your life, be it this holiday season or any other stressful season in your life. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you everybody for coming and practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you feel refreshed and can go back to whatever hustle and bustle you have going on with fresh eyes, fresh mind, fresh energy. Check out any of my other videos, like, comment, share, let me know what you want to see next, and I will do my best to bring that to you. I hope you have a great rest of your day and your week and weekend, whatever time of the week that you are choosing to take this class, and I will see you very shortly. Namaste.